Up until episode 7, Landman Season 2 was messy, uneven, and sometimes frustrating, but it still felt tethered to a recognizable reality. Forever is an Instant is the episode where that tether finally snaps. Not because the show suddenly became bad, but because it stopped trusting the slow, grounded storytelling that originally made it work. The core issue with this episode isn't any single plot point. It's the accumulation of extremes. Events that should have taken multiple episodes to build arrive fully formed, emotionally resolved, and conveniently timed. Decisions that once felt painful and conflicted now feel rushed and strangely confident. The show trades tension for momentum, and that's usually the first sign something has gone wrong. The episode's biggest problem is that it treats consequences like inconveniences instead of weight-bearing story elements. Earlier episodes made a point of showing how every move in this industry leaves scars, financial, emotional, and moral. In Forever is an Instant, characters survive situations that should permanently change them, yet the narrative barely slows down to acknowledge it. The danger stops feeling real, because the fallout never lingers. Tommy's arc suffers the most here. What once felt like a man barely holding control together suddenly veers into near-mythic confidence. He anticipates everything. He's always one step ahead. Obstacles appear only to be brushed aside within minutes. This isn't growth, it's narrative immunity. When a character becomes untouchable, the story loses its teeth. Cooper's storyline is where the shark-jumping feeling really sets in. His moral struggle, which had been carefully layered across the season, accelerates unnaturally. Instead of wrestling with choices, he seems to glide into them. The discomfort that once defined his arc is replaced by certainty, and that certainty feels unearned. The show skips the internal cost in favor of external action. Even the emotional beats feel engineered rather than discovered. Conversations arrive right when they're needed. Revelations land with clean punctuation instead of messy aftermath. Landman was at its best when it let scenes breathe and allowed silence to say more than dialogue. Episode 7 fills every gap, leaving no space for doubt or reflection. The title, Forever is an Instant, ends up feeling ironic in the worst way. Big moments that should reshape the series come and go almost immediately. Nothing is allowed to feel permanent. The episode wants to be seismic without sitting in the wreckage, and that's why it feels hollow despite its ambition. What really makes this episode feel like a shark jump is that it breaks the show's internal rules. Earlier seasons taught us that power is unstable, wins are temporary, and every shortcut costs something. Episode 7 ignores those lessons. Characters take shortcuts without paying for them, at least not yet, and the show seems oddly uninterested in calling them out. That doesn't mean Landman is unsalvageable. It means Episode 7 represents a crossroads. The series can either recommit to grounded storytelling in Season 3, slowing down, restoring consequences, and letting choices hurt again, or it can fully embrace heightened drama where realism is optional. The frustration comes from knowing how good Landman can be when it resists spectacle. Forever is an Instant doesn't fail because it's bold. It fails because it's impatient. It wants payoff without endurance, resolution without sacrifice, and momentum without meaning. If Season 3 course corrects, episode May 7th eventually feel like a misstep rather than a collapse. But as it stands, this is the moment where Landman stops feeling like a character-driven drama and starts flirting with something far less honest. And for a show built on the cost of shortcuts, that's the most disappointing shortcut of all.